Uh-oh. There we go. That was not good. So I hit start recording on OBS and all of OBS froze completely. It even showed like I wasn't streaming anymore. I have no idea. I've never seen it do that. But anyway, recording has begun. I think this is day 5 of Biotech. So if you're watching this later on YouTube or VOD, you don't know this, I had to take a couple days off because I wasn't feeling very well. So I'm still not 100%, but we are here. We're going to do as much as we can today. Hopefully I can get about 6 hours in. We'll see though. And yeah, we're just continuing on the same biotech run as before. We're still on our first experimental run of biotech. I did go ahead and enable Rocket Man. It's been updated now, and we're going to see if it helps with performance, especially because I chose a bigger map and I want to get a lot of mechs and stuff like that. We're also at raid cap, so raids are going to be big, and yeah, we might need the extra performance. So we'll test it out. We'll turn it off if it turns out we cause any problems or we don't need it. Where was Yoshi? I don't remember. Oh, what did he have? Yoshi is the one with the cataphract arbor. Oh my God, Yoshi!
Our modest fellowship expands.
Oh, he just finished the quest. And he got the psychic Eminator. I completely forgot about the psychic Eminator. We have no money left, right? Let's see. We brought some human leather and stuff with us, so we'll just sell some of that and we'll grab him a meal or two to make sure he gets back home all right. There we go. Psychic Eminator. Very, very nice. Very nice. All right. So if you don't know, the Psychic Eminator is one of 3 very rare Archotech structures that are in the base game. They've been in the base game since Alpha. But they are pretty rare. This one basically makes a Psychic Soothe in an area that goes through the walls and whatnot. So we'll get that, and we'll probably set it over here near the Killbox area, or maybe in the barracks, like right in the middle where it covers most of the base. But we'll find out when he gets back, but we'll see. Apparently we had just gotten a construction quest as well. Goopy, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Goopy. Let's see here. A 2-star construction for brain wiring and skin hardening. Don't want to worry about that. Looks like we had just taken care of some mechs. Marv needs some repair. And yeah, so what are the plans for today? So today we're going to see what Randy throws at us. We're going to start collecting more genes. Oh, quick note, they actually had a major hotfix. I'm not sure if it's on live yet or not, but it was on the test realm, whatever. It's an old saying. Anyway, it was on the test branch, unstable branch, last night, so it might be live. But basically what it did, lots of different things, but one of the big ones is it actually put gene extracting from 24 hours to 12 hours, and genes regrow in colonists, or in people, much faster. So, yeah, I built a buttload of shelves right in our way just to spite people in chat that kept telling me I wasn't building enough shelves. Adam, why would you do that out of spite? It's just for fun, don't worry. But yeah, genes are a lot faster now to harvest, and they grow back much faster. So, the gene regrow time now is the range. And I think on the low end of the range, it's 15. So I think it's like 15 to 24 or something like that. It's in the Discord. You can also check out the actual hotfix if you want, and it'll tell you exactly. Or maybe it's 12. Is 12 the low end? 12 to 20, thank you. 12 is the low end now. So it takes only 12 hours to get a gene harvested now, and it regrows in 12 to 20 days. So much better, much better. So way faster, which is pretty awesome. So it won't take as long to collect genes. So if you have been like me and you waited too long to get started on genes, you're going to be able to catch up, so to say, much faster. Does experiment need to death rest anytime soon? Nah, they're fine. All right. So anyway, what are we going to do today? We're going to collect more genes. I want to also work on getting all of the implants on our Mechanitor, and just see how crazy we can get them and increase his bandwidth. One of the short-term goals here is going to be to start replacing all of the doors, especially on the outer wall for kiting, with auto doors, so we can get in and out and kite and shoot things as we want. So
welcome back.
All right, let me catch back up here. Buying food for the run back home. Whenever you do that, they won't eat and just bring it back. What are you doing wrong? I haven't had that happen, Doug. Yeah, that's weird. The only thing I can say is make sure that they're able to eat the kind of food in their food assignment. But they should be able to, they should eat it if you have it in their food assignment. So if they get to it. He hasn't needed to yet because he still had a little bit left over. I wasn't sure if he would super need it or not, but yeah, as you can see, he's already at food. If it goes down low enough, we should be able to see if he eats it or not, but it's the prettiest base you've seen of mine. Remember the Winston Waves bases, man? I want to get that on YouTube so badly. Oh my God, some of the Winston Waves bases, it was just unreal. I remember during Winston Waves, we would literally be killing thousands of enemies, and someone to come in, they're like, man, why do you have all this crap laying around? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I haven't been doing anything else, so I'm not sure. Let's go on, Sir Whistle. Prot, welcome in. Diatom. Questions gone from why no shelves to why so many shelves? Yeah, pretty much. Austin, welcome in. How's Experiment doing these days? Experiment is a god among pawns these days.
Welcome
he grew up to be a beast.
Your steadfast
Lower difficulty on the jungle map. Yeah,
appreciated.
that seed, the fluid seed is cursed, Nick. Anyone that hasn't seen the fluid run, exclamation fluid is it's my favorite episode 1 of any run I've ever done. Exclamation fluid, the fluid ideology run on YouTube. And that's a cursed seed. A lot of people tried to play on the seed along with me, and I think everyone gave up on it. So it's like 4x speed and you can't pause. I'm not stuck in 4x speed, but I can't pause, yeah. How many no, Gary, I've played with no pause for like almost 5 years. So no, it's not anything unusual for my playthrough, and I've only made one mistake in this, how many hours? I've only made one mistake because of no pause in 28 and a half hours, and that mistake was that I was looking at someone doing the labor stuff for too long while I was not able to pause, and she went into labor without me bringing a doctor. But that's it so far. Where do you see the hotfix notes? You should be able to see them on Steam, on the Steam update. So yeah, Starfield, welcome in. Justy, Mickert, thank you for the subscriptions. Thank you guys for using the Twitch Prime here again. Jennery, welcome in. Meme Lord, Prison Break. I'm probably going to end up doing the prison trick. Capture that one. Because I'm kind of sick of that happening. Come in, Meme Lord. Not too late. Let's go in Tet. Yeah, I can go from 1x to 4x, but I just can't pause ever. Try and you died. Yeah, that map is a death trap. Yeah. So Unleash, Tonic, welcome in. You're 4 years in, have researched even less than me. Yeah, it was nuts. Thank you, Kyle. Thank you for stopping in. Yeah, there's a trick where they'll never do a prison escape. I don't know. I've been not wanting to do it this time because I won't be able to do a Humogen farm if I do it, but things in jail forever. They have, yep. Yep. Vampires take a long time to convert and or to recruit rather. Soul Sapper, Duke, welcome in. Exhalation Fluid is the run I'm talking about. Yeah, it's a very good map seed, but it seems cursed because pretty much everyone that's been playing on it dies. And yeah, if you check out my Fluid run, you'll see it in action. Yeah, I could remove their legs. Some of them I was going to eventually recruit after having them use them as a Humogen farm, and once I got all their genes out, I was going to then recruit. But I mean, we could get bionic legs by then, so I might just do it anyway. I know I've removed people's legs many times. This isn't my first war crime rodeo. Do you remember the story of the happiness potato that I used to use like 4 years back? You don't think you can play without no pause anymore? No pause caused you minor frustration now too, thanks to me. I really like no pause. Yeah, a lot of people ask me, and I get comments on it on YouTube sometimes, dumb comments, but in general, of course, it's just that's how I like to play. That's how I like to play. That's the main reason. But what's all the colors on the floor? It's a children's hospital, so it's modern art. It's modern art. Have you ever seen a children's hospital before? It was frustrating, just made you angry with all the pausing. Yeah, and pausing, okay, so play however you want, obviously. Literally, I tell everyone, whatever's fun for you, just play that way with RimWorld. Do whatever you want. It's a game. This is how I like to play. And pausing is a very smart thing to do. Like, it's obviously, you make way less mistakes. You can actually think through what's happening. You know, there's just a lot with pausing that really helps a ton. But I just prefer to watch no pause, and I prefer to play no pause. So, and if you haven't tried out no pause, I would definitely say try it out sometime. Even like a minor version where you just try not to pause during combat just to see. Of course, if you're someone that gets really anxious, that might not be a be a great experience for you. But what RimWorld DLC do I recommend to get first? If you have no DLCs, I would recommend picking up Biotech right now. Biotech is like 2.5 expansions in one. It adds a whole lot. So if you have none, I would get the newest and greatest Biotech to start with. The next playthrough is going to be no pause. You like the challenge? It's a lot of fun, yeah, and it's really, really crazy. A lot of people on YouTube tell me that no pause is no different than playing on 1x, but those people, let's just say they're we'll just say they're incorrect. The lulz. It's going. Welcome in. Turnip. Expedition mods. I'm not really using much though. Just not one of your people. Every time someone says that on YouTube, I'm like, have you ever played with no pause? And they say no, and I immediately just ignore them after that. Because it's like, why are you leaving these comments if you've never tried it? You have no idea. Yeah. A little dead air is possible. No pause tends to help with that. Yeah. Oh yeah, I have that dead air syndrome thing from when I used to manage a call center. So let's go on. Sparrow, welcome in. I don't know. I was talking about that before too. Mortar Baby plays at the comms console, I guess, by beating his face into it. That's all I can think of because he has no arm still. He has no arms. Some might say, Adam, that's terrible. It's terrible. Imagine that little baby beating his face into the comms console. But you know what? He's happy. He's happy. He's installed games in the comms console. Recently, you just found yourself turtling up too much, so you went back to regular. Newer practice. Yeah, I can see that too. And like I said, I'm all for playing however you want to play. So if you want to play with pause, I don't think that makes you worse than me with the game. I don't think you're not playing it right or whatever. There's no right way to play RimWorld, so just do whatever you want. Just have fun. Whatever's fun with you. I do suggest trying it out sometime, see if it is fun for you. Yeah, strong skulls, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. All right, we're gonna get some more of these. Oh, we need to get our components built back up, so. Ah, no, we're good, we're good. I forgot I had another shelf there. We're gonna go ahead and get some more auto doors while I'm thinking about it. 80% of this game paused, pretty sure. It doesn't surprise me. You've been using the Hebo farms with prison cheese? So they have been doing it even with the prison exploit. That's good to know. Or legless. Oh, are you talking about a different cheese then? I'm guessing you're not talking about the bedless because they need a medical spot to be. They can be blood feeds, but the Hemogen farm, they need a medical spot, yeah. What's a prison exploit? So if a prisoner is in a room that doesn't have a prison bed at all, they no longer know they're in a prison and they'll never escape. They'll never have a prison breakout, I should say. If they're in a room like that, because they don't know they're in prison. Funny thing, so what you can do, there was an update on Steam, so you can go to Steam and look at the most recent update or patch that your game downloaded, or you can go look on the Discord. It's posted on the RimWorld Discord, I think. That's where I saw it, is on Discord. Ignorance is bliss, yeah. They're like, I can't be a prisoner because I'm not in prison, because if I was in prison, there'd be a prison bed. So. Yeah. Let's see. Need to get some more prisoners. Sal one is pregnant. I didn't even know we had a Sal. All right, they just joined. That's why they're immediately pregnant. So, will the prisoners still eat true paste on their own if you do that exploit? You need food in the room for them to eat. So people will not drop off food. So they have to have food in the room. So I usually just zone food. How do you get it to be a prison without a prison bed? It's not a prison anymore. You just literally put them in a room as a prisoner and you drop them. You either just literally carry them and hit drop, or you just delete the bed or sleeping spot once they're in the room. What non-base landlord pawns do you have? I only have one pig at the moment. Not pause. There's just look up a guide on YouTube.
Welcome back. Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
I mean, no pause when you're playing anyway. You can tab out if you want. I mean, you can do whatever you want, obviously. Prisoners in the cell, angry. Prisoners in the fridge with all the meals, thriving, happy, living their best. You can still convert and recruit them as well. That's an important note. Here, I will show you. I will show you. All right, let's do this with Zandy, all right? So I can show you how it works. I'll put him back in there afterwards. And here, I'll delete all these so they don't take him back there. And we're gonna auto wake him up from death rest. And you know what? We'll just, to make the point, we'll just put it in here. Let's have him woken up. Wake up, Zandy. All right, we'll do it with Monkey instead because Zandy's being a turd. All right, Monkey. So there's Monkey, right? So I'm gonna set this as for prisoner, and we're gonna have Sparky here. Take Monkey over there, right? All right, you see how we're carrying Monkey? Let me make sure there's no exit here. I'm gonna delete this. I'm gonna dump Monkey in here. Now, if we look on Monkey here, prisoner. Prison break interval, never. Literally will never break out of prison. But we can still convert, we can still enslave, we can still do whatever we want. If you ever need to do medical treatment on him, other than draft tinned, you'll need to put them back somewhere with a prison bed. But that's just how it works. It's been an exploit in the game for a very, very long time. So now Monkey will just roam around here because he doesn't know he's in prison. He doesn't go for the guns? Nope, because he's not in prison. Why would a prisoner grab a gun to try to escape when he's not in... He doesn't know that he's in prison. Well, yes, he'll eat any of the food that he's allowed to eat in that room, yep. So, hey, look, he's already converted. Nice. Nice. Excellent, way to go. And they'll just sleep on the floor, yep. He doesn't know. See? And you know what else is kind of nice about this? He'll get other bonuses while he's in there because the room is big and stuff, like spacious interior, pretty environment, etc. They only go for guns during their prison break, yep. Will he sleep back in the prison if you make a bed in there? Yes. So if I want him to go back in here, I just make a prison bed, and people will automatically take him, or, yeah, you see they're already on their way. Zoop. There he goes. Monkey is already going back. Good to go. Good to go. We are going to make him a Himogen farm, so... Alright. Let you walk around and eat all the good food. You wouldn't want to riot either. Feel like it was kind of fixed, the Himogen farm. I don't think so, because Himogen farm is a medical thing, and you were always unable to do medical on them that way. So it's no different than, like, not being able to tend to their sickness or something. Find arc genes in the game. I believe you can, but you need that's why you need the capsule, and we have seen the capsule. So you like the paint job? Oh, you're the only one that said they've liked it so far. You are a connoisseur of fine art, I believe. All right, we'll get that going. All right, do we end up? We have some more excellent guns. Let's make sure we upgraded everyone's We're working on getting masterworks on everyone. But I think we might have a... Oh, legendary. That's right. That's right. We have so many masterworks now. Our damage output is pretty staggering, actually. Pretty staggering. Imagine if that happened to you, shot half to death, kidnapped, healed up, then dumped in the primary living space and told you can't touch anything but the food and can't leave the room. Don't try to leave this. It doesn't even look like a prison to me. That's right. It's not a prison. Don't try to escape from it either. We'll kill you. Yeah, it's pretty harsh existence, but, you know, life is pain, etc., etc. Oh no! Surgery failed again. Wow. Wow. What? How do you miss cutting the leg, stab the torso twice, and kill them? Sad times. Yeah, if you leave a door open, obviously they'll run out of an open door, but they won't have a prison break. The door's held open, yeah, they'll leave. If you have a door held open, yeah. Thanks, monkey. So long. Bullet goods trader. Ooh, shit. Let's get a little bit of shooting experience really quick here. Tiles away is your firing line from the exit in the maze. 28 tiles. For assault rifles, I like 28 tiles. Another masterwork gun. Let's see what our art's looking like today. Oh no, it's a helmet. Sad. Sad. It's just a masterwork marine helmet, guys. Wouldn't follow you outside in that short... No, no. They can't do that. Only if the door gets held open. Either by setting it held open or, you know, unintentionally something getting stopped on it. Or whatever. What's my bait here for pathing purposes? I have pawns and mechs that are pretty much always outside the main walls, so... And then if there's ever a time that a raid spawns and there's somehow not a single colonist outside for them to path a pathable target, like for some weird reason everyone and everything is inside at the exact same time, I have double walls just in case, but yeah, it shouldn't, you know, it shouldn't ever be the case, really. Master Marine helmet, ew. Yeah. How do you show colonists under? It's now an option. It's now an interface option. So go to interface and show. You can turn things on and off in here. You can now also hide hats on the UI. All kinds of stuff like that. Weapon below portrait always when drafted or never. So that's in options interface. No longer need them on. Thank you, T-Rex. New in 1.4. Early game pawn recruitment. You can hold... No, I strongly suggest not doing that in the early game. All right, so I'll talk about it a little bit. So early game pawn recruitment, your question is, should you recruit anyone that can fight? No, and the reason why is there's a couple things going on in RimWorld. There's something called population intent, and there's something called population curve. Basically, there's these breakpoints of population intent where the... Whoops, I'll let another one die. Where when you get there, you are much less likely to get more colonists through everything. You're less likely to get prisoners. Enemies are more likely to be killed instantly on down instead of being incapacitated and recruitable or capturable. You get less join events. You get less everything that has to do with getting new colonists. So... in the early game, when you have a low number of colonists, you're going to get way more opportunities. So in my opinion, early game, you should be way pickier because you're going to have way more opportunity. Later in the game, if I get an opportunity to recruit someone that can fight and they're not a detriment, I'll accept them because I know I'm not going to get many options later in the game. So early game, in my opinion, be more, picky with what you get because you're going to get way more options. And again, the game is just designed that way. So if you have a low colonist count, you're going to have way more join events and options as you play. So take advantage of that, and don't take things that you wouldn't really want super long term, you know? Berries, thank you for the 4 months. Thank you, Berries. Much appreciated. Justy, thank you for the 7 months. Also appreciated. No, so if you're playing with ideology, the ritual join event does not seem to abide by population intent. And that's one reason why it's so much easier to get high colonist count now. So if you are playing with ideology, you will have a lot more chances, but you will still get more of the other chances early game, the lower your population. If you have 2 tiles, are they handled separately? They used to be. I haven't tested it in a very long time. I don't even think I've tested it since 1.3. But you'll notice in like my older playthroughs, especially before ideology, before I had the ability to have the join events, I used to always settle a second colony, and I would leave it at like 1 or 2 pawns because that colony would have way more join events, and then I could send those to the main colony. So it used to work that way, but I honestly, ever since ideology, I haven't really done it because I haven't needed to because of the join event rituals. So yeah, if you try it out and you find that it no longer works that way, just let me know. But yeah, it definitely used to. Yeah, you get lots of join events early game, especially with Randy. And here's another thing about Randy that a lot of people don't know, actually. So Randy, unlike the other storytellers, he actually does have something where he can give certain events later, despite population curve, that's like the other storytellers can't. And the main thing is slavers. So you'll notice that basically in mid to late game, Cassandra and Phoebe stop sending out slavers at all. Randy, you can actually still get slavers regardless of your population. Obviously, you're going to get less of them because it is still somewhat based on population intent. But yeah, if you don't see a lot of slavers, play as Randy and you'll get slightly more. Ideology reduced it. 1.4 now counts both colonies together. That's good to know. So you can no longer have like a side base of 1 person to get tons of recruits as of 1.4. Lobster Hughes, welcome in. Fishy, welcome in. Bill, welcome in. Yeah, I'm glad you think it is, Dude Quill. Thank you for being here. I'm feeling a little bit better today, but I also have medicine, so that helps. That helps too. I'm drugged up and ready to go. All right, so this is the Psychic Eminator. The Psychic Eminator is going to give a mood boost for everyone standing in this area. So I put it in the kill area so we have less breakdowns during long battles. Might choose to move it later on. We did get that as a quest reward. So very nice quest reward. Okay, we're using this door a lot too, so we'll go ahead and replace that. Woo, drugs. Woo, drugs. I'm gonna try Igor with the new update. I have so many runs to do right now that I don't have any plans to do modded runs for quite a while. Am I using the mechs a lot or not really? Yes, a whole lot actually. I have how many worker mechs? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 worker mechs working all the time. And I have 8 combat mechs, including a boss mech that I use every time there's a raid. So I am using them quite a bit. Quite a bit. Rare Thrombos. What's better, heavy SMG or assault rifle? The answer, like most things, is it depends. It depends. So my thing about guns in RimWorld is that figure out what kind of defenses you're going to do, the range at which you're going to have your setups, and then get the best gun that coincides with that range and how you're going to actually do the defending. So what I mean by that is if you are going to be longer range, if you're going to kites and you're going to use slightly longer range, then assault rifles are way better. Assault rifles are even better than charge rifles in range and kiting. Now, if you need a little bit of extra DPS and a little bit extra armor penetration, maybe your kill area is a little bit smaller, then charge rifles, you know, if you're not doing any kiting, will be better. But if you're playing like I am and doing quite a bit of kiting out and around the base, if you're trying to outrange a lot of stuff, Assault rifles are the way to go. SMGs, you're not going to be kiting anything. You're not going to be outranging hardly anything. So SMGs are still good, but you have to build your setup around it. And they're extremely good early game with bad shooters still. But again, it depends on how you want to do your setup. So overall, I think assault rifles are well-rounded, altogether great gun for almost all scenarios. But if you're specializing in one thing or the other, one setup or another, then, you know, it's going to change it a little bit. Killbox setup against infestations. I just burn big infestations. What was the playthrough where I had lots of infestations? There's one on YouTube that you can always go to and click, and you can see my infestation setup. But if you actually can't burn them, if you don't have a setup to burn them, then you just melee block and chain shotgun, and it'll rip through them. You can either do the 3 melee block or the 5 melee, or 3 wide or 5 melee wide. Fluid Run had a lot of infestations. That's one of them, yeah. Igor had a lot of them. Anyway, if you do exclamation bugs in the chat, you'll see a couple clips that talk about the 3 wide and 5 wide melee block if you don't know what the crap I'm talking about. First ideology run? No, it didn't have any. Miniguns are good. Yeah, miniguns are good. I'm actually going to do a run after this probably where we do only miniguns. Miniguns are good, but again, they're very situational. Miniguns are good in a setup design for them and in AoE situations. But if you have to kite at all, miniguns are one of the worst things in the game because you're going to be locked in place. You basically self-stun yourself, you know? So, again, the answer is generally, it depends, but that's what I do too. I just create an area that is more likely to spawn bugs than others when I play a mountain base. And then I just burn them when they spawn there. And if they don't spawn there, then I do a melee block. I have a guide out on friendly fire that makes it very easy for you to know the friendly fire range. There it is. It's a short guide. There's the friendly fire guide, exclamation FF. And it shows you, there's tricks that you can do. You see this, you watch the guide, but you see that range. If you fill that entire area with pawns, aside from the border itself, they're all safe from all ranged weapons from friendly fire, other than things that have force mist like grenades or something. Charge lance is terrible, so assault rifles are way better than charge lance in almost every way. Charge lances have been nerfed so much over the years. Yeah, charge lances are not very good, unfortunately, anymore. I would 100%. I literally just smelt charge lances or sell them. I would rather use a heavy SMG in most cases than a charge lance. They're very, very niche. They've been nerfed so much. Bugs never spawn when you want them to. How I've been playing this, most knowledgeable on the game of anyone you've ever watched. I have about 4,000 hours, and most of those are I have over 4,000 hours. Most of those are no pause, and most all of it is streamed, and you know, I make guides and research. I have people, other people that are researching and feeding me information as well, so that definitely helps out. How's the corner altar work? Exclamation altar, exclamation ALTAR. Tried looking it up. Did you type that command? Because that explains it. Exclamation ALTAR is a short command over the altar exploit. And if you have any questions after that clip, ALTAR. It's just because all of you are misspelling it. That's why you couldn't find anything. That's all right though. I typo things all the time. The base needs more paint. I know we've been getting more dye. We're getting more dye. Let's go, Nyla. Welcome in. Welcome in, Nyla. Charge lance is a weapon of terror. Assault rifle is a weapon of war. So for anyone that doesn't know the tragic story of the charge lance, I'll go over it really quick. Basically, back in the alpha of the game, the charge lance was incredibly strong. It was like a charge sniper rifle, the way that it should be, right? It was very deadly. It had like a 60-something range. It was insane. You could one-shot things with it, and it had like 60 range, like 62. So back in the alpha, I would do things like, here, I'll show you. I would have like a setup like this, like a long tunnel, like literally like a 60-something tunnel, sometimes longer. And then I'd have spots here with doors, and I would have just every other spot, I would have someone with a charge lance. And enemies would come into the tunnel, and the charge lance would shoot all the way down the tunnel and just like decapitate people, just nonstop. It was my go-to weapon, and it got nerfed. And they were like, we'll just reduce the range. So they reduced the range. And then it was still too strong. And then eventually they were like, let's reduce the damage. So they reduced the damage. They were like, let's reduce the range again. And now it's just barely longer range than a friggin' charge rifle. And the DPS is terrible. So unfortunately, the charge lance is no longer in a great place. I mean, if it's the best you have, you can still use it, of course. But the charge lance used to be extremely, extremely good. But those days are gone. At least for now. Tynan says, no fun allowed.
Welcome to this side of the internet. No fun allowed.
There we go. There we go. First try. First try. Is that why charge lance enemies are never much of a problem? It's why, yeah, it's why charge lances from the Empire don't really do much. It's also why, actually the Lancers use the same item, the mech Lancers, and Lancers used to be very terrifying, right? And what's interesting is I think one of the reasons they added pikemen is because they nerfed the charge lance so much that they needed another mech that had a different weapon in order to pose a ranged threat, or else you could just outrange every mech with an assault rifle and never need anything else against mech. So they added pikemen to the game because they nerfed the Lancer too much. Is that a killbox? It's quite terrifying. That's what I'm thinking too. Yeah, Neff. I think Apoctron and the Queen will probably be much harder without a killbox. If they just increase damage versus armored on it, yeah, that would be okay. Like if it's I don't mind specialty weapons. There's a mod for that. I don't mind specialty weapons. So if a weapon has a very specific niche and it's just the best in that very specific scenario, that's fine, you know? I don't mind that at all. It's kind of like chain shotguns are extremely good at close range. In fact, they're like the best weapon in the game, pretty much, if you're at close range. Love chain shotguns. So I wouldn't mind if the charge lance was changed to be like the armor penetration.
$5, Buster.
Chicken strips. Hey, that time is over. Thank you for the donation. Cobra's much appreciated. Oh, the question was asked about worker mechs. So here's my feeling about worker mechs and which ones are the best at the moment out of the ones that I've tried. Now, again, I will preface this with something that probably people are sick of hearing, but the answer really is it depends. What I think about the worker mechs is that you use them, at least initially, to fill the gap of what you need in your colony. So that's number one. So let's say you've just not gotten very many people that are good at plants. You need more people on plants. Well, you can get a agrihand, right? So that's the number one. Now, when you get to the point where you have everything covered with your base and you don't need any more of that, then you decide what is more important to be done constantly versus my colonists can handle it when they need to. And for me, those answers usually come down to which ones can I actually die if it doesn't get done. So for me, that means the agrihand is what's pulling ahead. So with an agrihand, I know that no matter what's happening, especially the hydroponics that need, you know, harvested immediately to be extra efficient, I'm liking the agrihand a lot because even while we're lined up here, something is getting us food 24/7 and keeping us alive in a nutrition category. So again, I think that worker mechs are really good at filling whatever need you currently have in your colony, whatever you're lacking. But once you're past there, I really like the agrihand so far. Waster Talks Run, bonds you get from festivals are all baseline. When you made your run, did you chose Waster as all of yours, right? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know if that's a bug or not. Someone else has mentioned it. Cyber. Yeah. I don't know if it's a bug or not. I will post it again on the developer Discord and see if they say it's a bug or not. But yeah, I was hoping that was already fixed because someone was saying the same thing about, like, they were saying they were trying to do a Hussar run and they like literally couldn't because after the start they just couldn't get any more Hussars without Unless the Hussar attacked and they kidnapped him, you know? But you notice that too? Yeah, hopefully it's not intended, but... That's true, yeah. I do have some drugs going, but... We are at raid cap, so we can do whatever we want now. Okay. I am going to start replacing the outer doors with
Your steadfast loyalty is greatly
with
appreciated.
auto doors, so we can get out and about faster. So that's one big thing I want to do. What's the raid cap? Raid cap is 10,000 raid points. Which start did I do? I did a solo Mechanitor start. A raid. Attack immediately. All right, everyone in the walls. Mechs in the walls already. Okay, what are we getting hit by here? 143. Yeah. That's not a high Randy roll. It's not like 1.5. So these are
a gleaming endowment.
I think I'm just gonna kill them because we need shooting experience. Oh my God, Christy just killed her friend Jesse. Anonymous, thank you for the $10 donation. Thank you, Anonymous. I very much appreciate it. Silencer, thank you for the 17 months. Thank you, Silencer. Thank you, guys. My favorite combat mech so far. I haven't tested them all, but I actually like the Mechanitor a lot, even though they're high wealth for their size, because they are a great absorption unit. Great absorption unit. Enemies aggro onto them and therefore don't shoot at us. No, we haven't had a breach since we had the DIABOLUS. I want to test that too. But yeah, I like the Mechanitor as a baseline. Now, the most raid point efficient right now is actually the Scyther. And the reason why is right now it's giving wealth points for both the mech itself and for the mech's weapon. And so since the Scyther actually doesn't have a separate weapon, Scythers are a very good bang for your buck right now. Very good. The raiders queue through the cattle stalls. It's like a line for a roller coaster. That's right. That's right. We're gonna turn off fire at will so it doesn't use this friggin' thing on us. Yeah, we need some more shooting experience. We still have a few people that don't have good shooting. It's significantly higher than it was. We also now have
our modest fellowship expands.
We almost have masterwork
Praise
on everyone. Like a few people still have excellent. Also need to extend this sometime, but for now it'll be okay. We'll just use one marksman command. We'll save the rest. These are just tribals, so. Is that water or a waiter? Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you for using that here. Does DIABOLUS have a miss radius on the explosion? I don't think it does. I don't think it does. We were testing it just a couple times, but I only have one Mechanitor so far on this run yet, just one. Managed to figure out how to start a colony with just Hussar.
Our modest fellowship expands.
Oh, like not
Praise
like how to start it in the options, but like how to actually keep it alive, like keep getting more Hussar.
Our modest fellowship expands.
Tiger, thank you for the Twitch Prime, and Snow, thank you for the subscription also. Thank you, Tiger, and thank you, Snow. Also very much appreciated. Despite the long lines for my killbox, it remains extremely popular. Oh crap, I hit the wrong button. We have so much damage that we're just ripping through now. I think we almost have enough mechs here to just take care of it as they come in, though. Really close. Really close. So, God, why have you sabotaged this way? I haven't seen a lot of Hussars either. They mostly have seemed to come with the Empire. Automating raids the dream, yeah. I'm gonna leave them here just because I want more shooting experience, but thank you, games. Yeah, I'm still not 100%, but thank you. Let's go on Quark. Yeesh, welcome in. A door on your EMP room for them running. I have one too. It's just held open. I just didn't bother with it. Seen one come to the Empire. Yeah, I have the Empire angered, so we have seen them bring a Hussars. A couple pretty much on every attack, but again, I want to get some extra shooting. They're gonna be gone. That's fine. We're gonna go ahead and allow all. Go ahead and forbid the wood again. Forbid this wood. Go back to the work schedule. Mechs go back to work as well. Grab atomic. I'm gonna start working on that door. Mine is 28 tiles. I prefer 28 when it comes to. I'll just try capture. I prefer 28 when it comes to assault rifles. That's kind of the sweet spot for me. One nice thing about 28 is if you end up destroying some of the wall there, you still have a little bit extra range, so you're not like completely screwed. Test run suffer from the same issue the plasma sword does. Lighting stuff on fire makes them run past your line. Yeah, people on fire panic. Yep, regardless how they're lit on fire. What is the door with the forbidden room for? That's an oven. Exclamation oven, I think. We'll show you a clip. You can get the Mechanitor quest to go through an ancient complex, get a chip. If you do the Mechanitors. Yeah, I have it. Yeah, I know. It's right here. I did a Mechanitor start, and there it is. Ancient Mechanitor complex. Thank you for letting me know. Failing to make as much blood as it should. Just RimWorld things. Is concrete or pave tile better for the barracks floor? If you're talking about room impressiveness, it doesn't really matter as long as you have the statues going. The difference in beauty and yeah, concrete and paved, it doesn't really matter. Now, if you want it to be a little bit more clean, like a 0.2 bonus to it, so that you don't have to clean it as often for that, then steel tile is fine. It has a 0.2 cleanliness modifier, so you can do that. But Singularity still works. It is overpowered. I use it about every 3 runs, but it literally just makes every raid aside breachers incredibly easy. Where you can, we did a Winston Waves run where we literally killed like 200 centipedes with like 6 people. No injuries, like 6 people. So it's very exploitive kill box. Very, very much so. So I just don't use it some runs. Yeah, it still works though, as long as it's not facing south. The guide video is actually updated as well. So if you go to the guide video on YouTube, you'll see in the description, the comment, and the title that it's been updated. So it works in every direction still, as long as you build it correctly, aside from south facing. I still get people that are like, it doesn't work anymore because I built it wrong. Exploratory Killbox is the guide for it. They clean and haul enough. So for me, I usually have cleaning and hauling as a pretty high priority. Yeah, I usually have most people have cleaning and hauling on 1 or a 2. There's the video. Ignore that text. There's the video to the guide. All right. Tiro. Wessie. Kin. Oh, he's having a breakdown. I didn't even notice. Didn't even realize. Any ideas for the next run? Yeah, I actually posted 4 or 5 of my run ideas in Discord last night in the RimWorld channel. I'm probably going to do a Dwarf run. I also want to do a completely solo Mechanitor run at some point. Waster run. I have a lot of ideas, but I posted them in the Discord in the RimWorld channel last night. But I think the next run's probably going to be the Dwarf one. Should you get Biotech? I'm a little bit biased seeing that I play it RimWorld for my job, you know? So I'm obviously going to say yes. Biotech is like the size of 2.5 DLCs. No Hussar. I'm probably going to wait until they fix some of that stuff to do that. Blood and Stone. The Dawi. Dawi. Are swords or blunt weapons better against pawn raiders? The answer, as usual, is that it depends. If you're just trying to kill them as fast as possible, the thing is, a lot of raiders will come with varying kinds of defense as far as like blunt versus sharp. But in general, mono swords are going to be your best maim and kill melee weapon.
Your steadfast loyalty is greatly appreciated.
Usually. Usually. Econ, thank you for the subscription. Thank you for the resub, Econ. Much appreciated. Welcome back. You try to solo run, but Randy just keeps giving you your Mechanitor's family. I would just have my Mechanitor eat them if that happens. It'll be alright. What does the big mech actually do? It has a AoE close range fire attack. It has a long charge up massive explosion attack. And then it also has a constantly firing mini blaster turret on it that fires even when it's moving. Yeah, Biotech is really been an insane expansion, man. I can't imagine what the next one, like, if they're making another DLC after this, I can't even imagine the game once it has another one. Oh crap, Bull Goods. Good thing another one came. I completely forgot about it. I was answering questions, just forgot. Okay. Oh, I need to bring, hang on, before you talk to them, I need to bring these in. Looks like some people are already on it. Never do hauling, of course, of course. Why would I grab anyone that could do hauling ever? I have like 3 people that can't do hauling, and you better believe if I need something hauled, those are the guys I'm grabbing on accident every single friggin' time. Do you get a mood debuff for butchering humans? No, because we're cannibals. But if you're not a cannibal, you will, yes. Why do you butcher corpses? For food and leather. Why does Killbox not work south? We don't know. It doesn't, though. Something was changed in 1.4. The Singularity no longer works facing south. Humane leather and some meat. Malaria. Okay, we got Seaharg. Get a Life Gamer. Igor. Mortar Baby. Okay. For fun and profit, that's right. Wait, was it only 4? Someone was saying that the game is only calculating youth when it comes to certain events. I wonder if it's doing that with disease too. Did I do something wrong? Yeah, pointing south, it no longer works. What's the best use of human leather? You can either just trade it because it's already pretty valuable, or you can turn it into units of clothing to up its value even further. The best clothing to make with it to sell, just like with any textile, if you have royalty, is corsets. If you don't have royalty, you can make vests or cowboy hats, you know. But corsets and top hats are much better. Why hunt when you can have regular meat delivery? That's right. But no, corsets are the best profit margins. You'll test diseases and colonist count? Yeah, let me know, because it seems like it seems like we have way too many people to get a 4 colonist roll. Dusters, you can make whatever you want, but dusters are not as much profit as the things I listed, yeah. Improve the map. That's what I want to, the world map overhaul. Yeah. That's my dream. Should add leather animal armor. Yeah, I've always been surprised they haven't had like leather shields and wood shields and stuff like that too. The medieval section of the game and the Neolithic section really is missing a lot of stuff. I know there's mods, but I'm gonna miss the trade ship. Doesn't seem like it. Doesn't seem like it. All right, let's see. I can get huskies. I don't need them though. I don't need them. Got their medicine as well. Okay. All right, let's go ahead and trade that amount. And we'll bring the rest. I'm gonna probably drop some of this to the Empire as well. I'm actually curious how much of the new stuff the Empire ends up trading, so maybe I'll do that. We'd need to get a knight though. Some better automation features for when you have a colony. You think it comes to micromanaging at 10 plus? I wouldn't mind stuff like that. I don't really think having a lot of colonists is very micromanaging, because I set up good schedule and like good work rules on them, and then I just forget about them unless they're one of the like main 5 that I want to do extra things with. But I mean, yeah, I would be all for more automation and stuff for sure. So made pets be relegated to being pets now? More so at least, yeah. Depending on if you're doing a themed run or not. Let's go and drop kick. Shang, welcome in. Make a backup colony in case the main one fails. Have you had to rebuild from nothing? Not since biotech yet. Well, I didn't do that very much in ideology either, because I was talking about it actually earlier, Shang, that I haven't made side colonies as much. They're not as needed since 1.3. Are you able to get more mech chips? Yeah, you can get as many mech chips as you want. You just call in the bosses again and again. Stacking shelves around the best way to stockpile now? It just depends. It depends. Some things can't be put on shelves, and shelves do take away space, like literal room space, and they add wealth and therefore raid points. So it just depends. But in areas where you really want shelves, like around your stove and stuff, then yeah, absolutely, shelves are better than a zone overall. Overall, shelves are better than a zone if you don't care about the material and wealth. Any cheese with the mech bosses? Just the fact that they're EMP-able, which is kind of ridiculous, but... What kind of person did Experiment grow up into? Experiment grew up into a god. Look at him. Sugar happy, tough, fast learner, fast walker, legendary assault rifle, Psi casting, vampire abilities, 17 burning passion shooting. Experiment, who we treated terrible as a little kid, has become a god. One of the best shooting colonists I've ever had. What's the color of the floor for? It's art. Here, I'll add some more art. You know, let's add some more art. What are we lacking here? What are we lacking? You know, let's add, we don't have like any dark green. Let's add some dark green in there. Put some dark green in there. There we go. There we go. What else? What else are we lacking? Yeah, we got an overabundance of golds. You know what? I'm not seeing any like dark purple either. Let's go. Let's go with a little of that too. Just a little of that. I know I blocked some green there, but it's all right. Still the first biotech run? It is, yep. Still the first biotech run. Color the walls too. The walls are colored. They are colored black. These walls are colored black. These ones are viridian. These ones are red. Walls are already colored. It's Bob Ross now. A happy little square of color here. Now the outer walls are not yet. The outer walls are not yet. But we are getting a lot more dye, so. The single phage is looking for a safe place to meet with one other. If you accept, 2 single phage will arrive. Death rest capacity serum. All right. This one is the one on YouTube. Yes, it's the same one. This is still my first biotech run. Yep. It is the one on YouTube. I have one hauler bot, yeah. Yeah, I'm not making more of them because, yeah, it is a little redundant because we have so many colonists, so. Did the burn tunnel work against impids? Yes. They're fire resistant, not immune. This is the same run on the OnlyFans? No, OnlyFans get a run only for them. Exclamation OnlyFans for that. There we go. Now it's looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. Why is this episode on YouTube yet? It's literally not allowed to be for 24 hours, so that's why. There's a command for it. There is. I know a lot of people are surprised that I'm still alive. I'm not sure why. I usually tell people if we make it past early game, I usually make it to late game. Audio file of him saying it depends for 30 minutes. Yeah, that's true. I did. Kinda. Kinda. It's a good way to put it. It's your reward runs on OnlyFans with all the naked beavers. Right. All right, the single phages are here. Let's see if they fight this time. Ooh, they're having the meeting in our hospital. Spooky. Forbidden mod runs on OnlyFans. No, the reward we chose this time was death rest capacity, so we'll be able to attach more to the coffin. Please drop raids in the colored zones now. All right, they're heading out. See ya, Proctor and Flea. Proctor and Flea. Proctor and Flea. There we go. Excellent. Vampire quest with 5 vampires. They all got killed by random raiders. All headshots. Yeah, you have to destroy the brain to kill the vampires. That's crazy. Sacrificial Yoshi and Mario speedrun teams. For Technocore, we never finished. Didn't get anything from them. Yeah, we've done that quest a couple times, and we got the reward every time, but yeah, I don't see the pop-up this time. Calling for a meeting, not wanting the reward or having them turn to colonists just yet. Chose an alternative. Vampire leader decided to join the colony anyway. All right, I want to get some more of the big mechs, so we need to get some more of the big chips to do so. Let's call in the Apocryton. Oh, I need to, before I forget, let's also go ahead and set more of these auto doors on the new sections that I put in. There we go. Let's have to finish that, and then we'll do the Apocryton. Can you show your yeah, this is just an old one. So this is just an old, smaller one from early game. And I just have it. I haven't torn it down because we might as well have it as a backup, you know? The reason I have this like this is so that people don't destroy it. So I'd rather it break down. On average, it's going to break down once every 4 years, which is not a big deal. So it's going to cost us a component once every 4 years. Then we'll just seal it back up. I basically don't use very many mods, but there's the mods, execution mods. Junk targets have a cap on how many raiders they interest. Yes, they do. But it is partially RNG as well. So Slayer, I highly suggest that you use either a zonable colonist, or excuse me, a colonist or a zonable animal, because junk targets are unreliable. They're junk not just in type of target, but on their reliability. So we wanted to include that in the pathing guide to show like why sometimes they still do path in and attack, like, you know, tables and stuff. But especially later in the game where they're getting like 20, 30, 50, 200 raiders, you will never have like enough junk targets to pull them all in from attacking walls. So yeah, I highly suggest just a zonable animal or pathing to a colonist instead. Is there a way to get the chips other than fighting the bosses? That's the only way I've gotten them so far. Your lone vampire Mechanitor. So DIABOLUS will follow pathing to your base. You can actually kill DIABOLUS with something like 35 wood traps. So if you want to kind of cheese the first one to start getting your chip, you can do that. Or you can just get an EMP grenade for your vampire, because you start out with microelectronics anyway, right? And then just get a bunch of Militor. But yeah, you can actually just have it pass through a bunch of traps and kill it that way if you want. Let's go on Rice. Welcome in. First time? Awesome. Thank you for being here. Save our ship? No, I've never done save our ship. Is turret a junk target? No, the guide goes over turrets as well. Turrets will screw up pathing. I highly suggest not having random pathable turrets in your base. Slaves count for raider pathing? I think they should because they're members of your faction. I don't think I've tested them directly. I don't think I've tested them directly, but I think they should, yeah. Okay. Let's move this. Told you, every time. Need to move something. You best believe I'm selecting the only person in the colony that can't do it. Oh yeah, psychic lances. I think that's a bug. I hope that's a bug. So right now you can just psychic lance a boss, and they're done. Singularity still works. Yep, the guide already is updated and says that it still works. So yes, it still works. Check the description, pinned comment, and title on the guide for the Singularity. Thank you, Peens. Welcome in. I'm about to just build one in this run. It doesn't work facing south. That's the only difference now. I'm about to just build one in the run, even though I didn't want to use one in this one because they're overpowered. Just so, because it's asked a whole lot. Because I'm not using it. It's because it's too strong. It's an exploit, basically. I used it in the last couple runs, the do all quest runs, but this is just a normal run, so it would just trivialize everything. Can lance the bosses, yeah. Within a minute of each other, dropped a mech cluster with a Apocryton. A mech drop raid that included 3 DIABOLUS. The Apocryton was resin DIABOLUS. Ouch. No, they can... Both genders can initiate romance in RimWorld, yep. Most effective non-mod way to deal with drop pod raids? Do you mean exploit or not non-exploitive? Because there's 2 different answers, depending on... 2 different answers. My raids are capped, yep. So I don't care about wealth anymore, nope. Non-exploit? Okay. No exploit at all, so not even getting the 40% of dropping outside the base. So the best thing to do, there's two kind of things you can do. One is you can have a non-barracks base. So one of the weaknesses of the barracks, so barracks are extremely strong, but one of the weaknesses of the barracks is the fact that it is susceptible to drop pod raids, because if a drop pod happens, they're all in that room with you. So if you have a segmented base with bedrooms and you have your workstations, a couple per room and stuff like that, when a drop pod happens, many of the times they are divided up in different rooms. And so you just grab your people and you open one door at a time and you kill that group and you go on to the next group, and that's pretty straightforward that way, right? So that is one thing you can do. Now, if you are using the barracks setup, there's a couple other things you can do. You can put a lot of doors on it, like I do, and then you can pull everyone outside the door to shoot back in so you get cover and they don't. Or you can have a bunch of animals or mechs who sleep in the barracks with everyone, or idle in the barracks or whatever. And that way when a drop pod raid happens, those will hold them hopefully into a melee lock, or at least in a combat, while you pull back and shoot them. But yeah, the biggest thing, and we had a center drop in the barracks early game before I had things set up. And the big thing was using the doors to our advantage. So lots of doors are helpful. In most situations, doors are very strong in RimWorld for several reasons. Now, let's talk a little bit about more exploitive ways to do it. So, one thing you can do, mech center drops no longer happen, so you don't have to worry about mech center drops right now. Don't know if it's a bug or it's intentional, but mech center drops are not happening right now. They literally can't happen. So, let's just talk about pirate center drops. So, the way that pirate center drops decide where to land, they have a 60% chance to target center drop on a pond that's not under overhead mountain, and a 40% chance to target an unroofed trade beacon. So what you can do is you can have an unroofed trade beacon outside your base. So 40% of drop pod pirates are going to fall outside your base. Awesome. It's only 40%, but you know, that's still better. Still better, obviously. So that's one small exploit you can use. Now, if you want to go full exploit like my cheese run, drop pods cannot center and drop on the same tile as a structure, and spots count as structures. So you can actually go into this, you can put down caravan spots all on your base, and a drop pod cannot land on a caravan spot. And so if you fill every empty gap in your base with these, which looks ugly, the center drop will actually drop nearby instead. So that's how to handle them with no exploits. That's how to handle them with a little bit of exploit. And then this down here is how you handle if you just want to flat out exploit 100% and just you don't want to turn them off, but you also don't want them to ever happen for some reason. I think he beamed me. I'm sure it'll die down, but attacking a powered turret. If you turn on a turret nearby when the pirate center drop, they will run out of the building. That's another one I like to do. So even not center drops, let's just talk about scatter drop. I do oftentimes like to have turrets all throughout the base, aside from where I want sappers to come in. Not just to guide sappers, but just as a to pull aggro from drop pods to give us time. You can turn them off. Yeah, there's mods and custom scenarios for just about anything you could want to turn on or off. I did it again. Any idea what the next run's going to be? I'm probably going to do a gene heavy run with dwarves. What's the best anti-mech mech? I don't know. I haven't tested that 100% yet, so I'm not 100%. I'm not sure. Where did we find the information on the 40% chance to drop on unroofed trade beacon? In the game code, Smurf found it. Or Smurf stole it from someone else. Those are the two options there. You can never tell for sure, right, Smurf? It does work, but either Smurf found it in the code or he stole the information from someone and said he found it. I'm not sure which, but I don't care which, so it's all right. I steal a lot of information from him, so it's fine. It's fine. You might be like, well, that's kind of rude to say. He's right there. No, he'll tell you the exact same thing. The killbox is a baseball. Diamond it is, yeah. Is there a sewer slide fasting of PMEC? No. Autobahn defense. Yeah, you hush. You hush. Someone ban that guy. Is there a reason I don't use the Singularity Killbox? Because it is overpowered. I don't use it every run. I used it in the previous run. I need to make a clip of this explaining why I'm not using it, or I just need to make it when on here because it's asked, like, not anything against you, Banana, because I know people are trickling in all the time, but it's like literally asked every 5 minutes of this run. The Singularity Killbox uses a lot of exploits, which makes raids basically no threat ever. And you might say this Killbox does that too. It's not the same. We can get shot with this one. In the Singularity Killbox, you can literally kill hundreds of centipedes with 6 people with never even getting shot at. No risk at all. And so I use it in every like 2 or 3 runs to show it off. What is the Singularity Killbox? Exclamation Killbox. If you type exclamation Killbox, you can see it, a guide for it, and see it in action. It's the most overpowered one that doesn't use corner punch. It's the most overpowered non-corner punch Killbox you can get, basically. Oh yeah, no worries. I know, like I said, people are coming in all the time, so nothing against you specifically. It does remind me that I need to clip the explanation of why I'm not using it, because I think that's another reason why a lot of people are like, oh, it doesn't work anymore because he's not using it. You can combine toxic gas, yeah. Toxic gas defense isn't too bad. I was actually screwing around with it while I wasn't feeling good yesterday. You guys hear that? Tornado. They test the tornado sirens at 11 on Fridays. It's pretty loud. Yeah, I can update the command really quick. Just really quick. Nunos Aries there. There we go. There we go. The command's updated now. So maybe that'll stop some confusion. Yes, I fixed the typo. Okay, Stratty, I must be awesome to never have typos. I won't know what that's like ever though. What kind of clothing do I have for my colonists? Button-down shirt, pants, and either duster or cape. They both have the same defensive stats. Capes take longer to make, but they look cooler than dusters. And then whatever the best helmet. Oh god, I forgot to reset up. Speaking of, I forgot to reset up flak. Ooh. And at this stage, maybe I just will go straight into marine. Yeah, screw it. Screw it, honestly. Yeah, I think that's what I'll do. I meant to set that back up, and I completely forgot to do it. Okay. And from what, just whatever you have that's the best at the time. Like, I feel like any clothing is better than no clothing or tattered clothing. So just make it out of whatever's best. But if you are at the stage where you can choose, the top 3 textiles in the game are Hyperweave, Thrumbo Fur, and Devil Strand. So if you care about those last few percentages, then you want to make it out of those 3. It's cooler. It's going. Cupcakes, welcome in. Fancy Pants, welcome in. Do Vitals Monitor work on baby cribs? I don't know. I haven't tested that, actually. I don't think so, because Vitals Monitors work on hospital beds, and a crib can be set to medical, but not to hospital. I use whatever the best helmet... What I mean by best helmet is whatever the best helmet you can get with your resources at that time without, like, wasting stuff. So I will buy, like, I will buy flak helmets if we run into it early game and have the money, or whatever. So whatever the best helmet is, you can afford to get without wasting your resources, basically. I guess I should put that caveat in there. A sleep accelerator on their crib, on the baby. Let's go on Giant Man, welcome in. DT, A-Ram, thank you for the lurk. It's saying off base. Malaria. Pack of manhunter squirrels on them. Ouch. Are the trees in the kill box an issue? I'm not even using this one, but I will show how to get rid of those. And this one isn't an issue. Those don't really matter. Those little bushes, we can cut them if we want though. All right. All right, we done with this down here? Almost. I'm just gonna finish the last door down here, and then we'll do a boss fight, and then we'll work on the other sides. Yeah, so the most accessible is going to be Devil Strand. Devil Strand is a little bit worse than those other two I mentioned, but you can make it yourself as long as you can get enough growing time. Boss fights? Yeah. Biotech added boss fights, so. How do you keep so many pawns happy a majority of the time? The strongest thing that I've ever found in the entire game is the biphasic schedule. Exclamation SCH is my guide on it. Literally, the thing that in my entire playthrough, or entire time playing, I should say, that I discovered on my own that I feel is the strongest is literally just scheduling biphasic. It's really crazy. Exclamation SCH is the full guide for it. Oh, I don't even need triphasic on the main character anymore, probably. Main character, or first character. Adam, you're not the main character. Psychic ship break one of your kids, start shooting other colonists. SCH is a command for the guide. Yep, exclamation SCH. There it is. What's the reason? Because he had higher expectations because he was the leader, and he also has traits. He's on triphasic, mainly because he had traits to make him more unhappy. All right, those doors are done. Let's make sure everyone is inside the walls, and then we will summon a boss. I think I'm going to do an Apocryton because I want to do another one of the big bosses. So, insect bosses would be cool. Yeah, there's kind of that, but not the same at the moment. Not the same as the mechs, but yeah, I wouldn't mind that. Oh, right, I got to build the building. Right. All right. Oh, we don't have enough plasteel. Crap. All right, well, we'll fight the mech queen then, I suppose. Can we just keep... Wait, we will get some plasteel from the raid, right? So can we just keep summoning Diabolus and queens just to get more material? What's going on? Welcome in. I think so. Anyway, we'll summon the queen. Assault rifles are better at ranged and kiting. So last few playthroughs I've been kiting a lot more, so I use the gun in the game that's best at kiting. Always run out of steel. I highly suggest getting to deep drill and scanners, so you have infinite steel. Like we literally have infinite steel on the map. We'll never run out. What does the custom commands do? You just literally get to make your own command. It can be anything, well, within reason. Like it can link to something. It can say something. Capes are the same defensive stats as dusters, yes, but they just take longer to make. And they're not as good. Man, that broke again. What the crap? We're getting pretty unlucky with that. And they're not as good in cold temperatures, so keep that in mind too, I guess. How do charge rifles perform? Charge rifles are shorter range, worse at kiting, but better, slightly better at DPS and better at armor pin. So if you are only shooting in a kill box, if you're doing kill box only, and the extra range and kiting doesn't matter to you, then, I mean, charge rifles also cost more and higher wealth and take longer to get to, of course, but in general, that's the trade-off. Why call a trader when you call in DIABOLUS? That's what I'm thinking, yeah, actually. How to train animals. Level 15 investigation, but it still doesn't help him bond. I don't want people bonding with animals, so I make my people, I turn off bonding on everyone. Do you mean like training these, or you actually want them to be bonded? Because I can't help you with the bonding thing, because I try everything I can to not let them bond. Because I don't want them getting unhappy if an animal dies. But for training, as long as the person has high enough skill level and they are zoned in the same area, they'll do it. Also, their work on animal handling has to be a higher priority. How do you turn off bonding? Well, there's two things. You can either go human primacy, which disables bonding, or when you have the animal, just make sure every time you see the master, or you don't have anyone set as master, just make sure you never have anyone set as master on them, or just take human primacy from ideology. Either of those will do it for you. Come on, little guy, finish. What a monster. The mech link. Oh, the place. Yeah, maybe for the other Mechanitor. I might. All right. So let's summon the War Queen. Wait, she comes with 3 tunnelers? Will they actually tunnel through the wall, I wonder? With no master, will they still fight for you? They will if you zone them in the area, but if you want to actually use them as like drafted animals, then you can temporarily just switch the master back. This will be interesting to see how this works. All right, let's go. The tunnelers won't dig through the wall. It's unfortunate. All right, War Queen summoned. Or maybe fortunate, actually. Perhaps. It's not a good trader. Oh, okay, it's a ship. I was about to say, you guys might be here at a really bad time. I know some of that goes over the Devil Strand. It's alright, though. Alright, the War Queen is here. There they are. Some tunnelers with shields. War Queen has a shield. Dead pet be countered by counseling. Yeah, but then it puts everything on them on cooldown. So then if you need like something like more severe counseled, or the counseling can fail still and actually make them more unhappy, or if you need preach health in the meantime. So why are the mortars inside a room? So walls will stop an explosion from reaching the other side. So if one of these gets destroyed, it doesn't take them all out. So you can either put your mortars in a room, or you can spread them out. I would like them not to be spread out, so they're all close to the bullets. But this way, let's see this. If this one gets hit with a mortar and it blows up, I still have the other 3. But if these don't have walls here and this gets hit with a mortar, it's going to chain react through all of them. They're all screwed. Here they come. Train a horse to ride. You need that bond. You don't need a bond for the horse to ride, no. Are you talking about... So without a mod, the only riding is caravan riding speed. And everyone gets that as long as there's an animal on that caravan. A number of animals equal to the colonists. So you don't need any bonds with... Horses aren't a bondable animal anyway. So that's what's going on. No, you will never have anyone without using mods that's going to bond to a horse. Hits the wall between the 2 mortars. Yeah, if it hits perfectly, it could definitely. But my point is the explosion won't. Seriously, yeah, I can show you the stat. Remind me after this fight, and I'll show you the mountable stat in the base game. All the horse girls you can't bond. No, you can't bond to them. Yeah, even if you use modded things like Giddy Up. Yeah. Nope. No Singularity this run because it's too strong. But it does still work. The guide is updated on YouTube. The Giddy Up My Creator said he wasn't going to update it. Someone will probably do a branch from it and update it. Someone will pick it up. My patience for questions is crazy. Thank you. Thank you. I know, and it's like, I've actually had people complain on YouTube as well that are like, God, he just keeps answering the same question all the time. It's like, we gotta understand though, in a live stream type environment, I know that people are coming in and out all the time. Like there's gonna be people trickling in that don't know what was just answered. I try to, after things have been asked over and over, I try to remember to get like a clip up that explains it, and then I'll still try to explain it at least once per run, even so. But after that, I just try to refer them to the clip that explains it. But of course, we have dozens of those, and of course, not everything is clipped still. I'll fire at will. Closed turret powered? No, it is not. I do not want it powered. Exploration pathing will explain that, speaking of. If I couldn't handle this, being a parent might be impossible. Why are your mechs pink? So click on your mech, or excuse me, click on the mechs icon and choose mech color, and you can literally change them whatever you want. Not a mod. Click on the mechs tab, choose mech color. Your mechs are RGB right out of the box. Isn't that kind of a waste? It's not a waste. So it's not a waste for many reasons, Windrunner. One is I literally have infinite steel. Like, all right, let's take a look at one of these steel nodes. Let's take a look here. One of the ones like this one. This is like 3,000 steel. 3,000. I already have like 100,000 steel scanned on the map. So steel is not, it doesn't matter. We can use as much steel as possible. The reason this is good is because it increases the overall beauty in the area just from cleanliness alone, but also increases movement speed. So with light and concrete everywhere, our pawns are going to be moving way faster than if it was dirt and dark or any combination of those two. Hold your own army and you're going to the Senate. Don't be suspicious. Don't be suspicious. Yeah, so like early game, I wouldn't use as much because steel is a commodity. But that's one of the reasons why I say with research, my 3 most important researches in the game: deep drilling, ground penetrating scanner, and fabrication. I try to get to those 3. That way I can produce infinite steel and infinite components without leaving my map forever. How do I get the burn box? I have only 1 wood. Exclamation wood is a clip that explains it. If you still have any questions after you look at exclamation wood, just let me know. All right, War Queen is done. Back to work. Back to work. How did you paint your mechs? Click on the mechs tab. Click on choose mech color. Your mechs are RGB right out of the box. You can choose whatever you want. It changes instantly. Sounds so disappointed. I do wish the boss mechs were a little bit stronger. Just a little bit. Diabolus seems plenty strong. All right, let's summon one of those. We're on like tier 5 Diabolus or something. All right, let's do it. 1.2 days. What? Oh, it's a shared cooldown between all the mech bosses, not just one. Guys, we need to start summoning a boss every day. Let's just do it every time it's off cooldown. You don't need to be a god to use an EMP grenade. Like, it has nothing to do with me. Thought it would camp outside your base. That's what I thought too, yeah, when I first read it. Yeah, I thought the exact same thing. All right. Well, we'll summon the next tier, the Diabolus, once this is done. Have fought the Apocryton? Yes, multiple times, yeah. I don't know if the mech summon counts as a storyteller event. Yeah, I've been wondering that. Oh, the Apocryton at a certain tier will summon all 3. Nice. We'll do that one next. I didn't have enough plasteel though.
Praise the sub.
Is Stubby a repaired bot? Stubby is a Diabolus boss mech that we made ourselves, yeah. Concordus, thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Concordus, much appreciated. How many couples does my colony have? Just 2 sets. I have a new favorite mech type. I actually like the Militors quite a bit. I think they're a little high for wealth costs, but aside from that, I like the Militors quite a bit. Yeah, maybe the bosses just shouldn't be EMP immune. That's what I'm thinking. Like, maybe their shield should be EMPable, but the boss itself should probably be EMP immune. Disappointed that killboxes are still prominent. You've never used one? Why are you disappointed that other people use it though? I mean, what? I'm not making an argument. I've just never understood the reasoning why people care if other people use it or not. Because killbox has been used throughout all of history as well. Like a castle is literally a killbox. But I mean, I did a run and stuff on YouTube. I did a 500% no pause, no killbox, no cover, no trap tunnel, none of that run, just to show that it is possible. But I still prefer using them, even though that run wasn't too bad actually. But I always wonder like why people care. Like, all right, I'm gonna actually, I think, ally the Empire finally. Like, if you don't want to use them, obviously just don't use them. But yeah, murder holes. There's some nasty stuff in old castles. Yeah. No, bosses are not EMP immune. No. Yeah, and I like trying to come up with new kill boxes. I think it's kind of fun. Yeah. Wouldn't want the game to be balanced around them. Some innovative tactics. Yeah, I don't think Tanyan's going to balance them around them for sure. Aside from Breachers. Because he doesn't like them either, so. You love the castle equals kill box? Yeah, it's true. And how do they overcome the castle kill box? Why, they siege it. Or they breach a wall. They try to. Can you pack a toxic waste with another gift to balance out the relationship? I haven't tried that, but yeah, I don't know. I have to try it sometime.
Our modest fellowship expands.
Can't climb over walls in RimWorld, but you can destroy them. Hot tar, ouch. Man, all those, the boiling oil, ugh. Darkness with off-map sunblocker. Yeah, that's all you need. Tumorist. Thank you for the Twitch Prime. Thank you, Tumorist. How do I deal with toxic waste and robots? I'm glad you asked. I will show right after I send this off to the Empire. No, the Empire. Oh, there's one up here. Plus 69 rep with the Empire. Nice. Here, I'll show you. Barrel with spikes. Roll into the gate. Yeah. What's with all the random floor colors? It's modern art, like in a child or children's hospital. Someone gift you a sub last time? Whoops. Well, thank you, Hef. Thank you. Why did this one not make the? Because those ones are unique, special ones. This is just a very basic one. There's nothing special about this one. It's literally just walls and barricades the right distance. So, all right, what do I do with toxic waste? I'm very environmentally friendly about my toxic waste. So, I go in here and I get all of it. I get all my toxic waste. Fluorite kind of looks nice. Nice. So I get it all loaded into drop pods. Let's go and tap hard. Welcome in. And then I just dump it on someone I don't care about. Environmentally friendly. Why is that environmentally friendly? Because I no longer have to worry about my environment. I don't know. Usually I was saying that because I was dumping it in the river downstream. But anyway, I just send it to someone I'm already enemies with. And there we go. It's done. Cost me a little bit of chem fuel. A few components. We're good. Our problem has become someone else's problem. I just don't care about it. Is it worth playing RimWorld without an expansion? I talked about that quite a bit yesterday. I believe it is. You can spend thousands of hours in the base RimWorld. No problem at all. I am incredibly biased, of course, but all right. So let's call in a DIABOLUS. The reason I'm calling that in is because we still don't have the plasteel I need. Still don't have the plasteel I need for another Apocryton summon. How do I set my killbox distance? It depends on the weapon. So for me, I like the killbox distance to be at a good distance for the accuracy of the weapon that I'm using to maximize the damage potential before melee can reach me. So with assault rifles, I really like the 28 range. With SMGs, I like 18. With charge rifles, I actually usually use around like a 20-24, sometimes less. Next run is going to be a high gene editing run, probably as some kind of Dwarven. I want to do a mountain base with biotech. You're doing 12 with heavy SMG, so oh my god, hang on. It worked. Hang on. Not long ago, about a month or so ago, the power went off, and it would go off for a couple minutes at a time because something was going on, and the stream went down. So I bought one of those uninterruptible power supplies, and it was expensive. And I hooked my entire stream setup to it. The power just went off in the room, and the stream stayed on. Hooray! Worth the money. Worth the money. Anyway, nice. I'm like unreasonably happy about that. Anyway, so heavy SMG at 12. The heavy SMGs are going to be more accurate at that range, but the problem is if you have a melee attack, the melee enemies are going to get on top of you so fast that I don't like that. So I like 18. I think it's a pretty decent trade-off. They still do decent damage at the 18 range, and then more damage the closer they get, but love it when things pay off. Yeah. I was kind of worried about it afterwards. I was like, man, I don't know. This might come in handy once a year, so it might not at all. But how long do you have power for on that power supply battery? With everything hooked up to it, it's about an hour. It's about an hour of power, but that's enough that if the power isn't coming back on, I can at least end my stream normally. What's that thing with the shield? That is the DIABOLUS. So we got 2 shielded DIABOLUS, 15 Mechanitor. We got 4 centipedes with miniguns, and 8 pikemen. I do have plans for a melee-only 2.0 high wealth run sometime in biotech. I let people know that on the Discord last night. I said I would never do another melee-only run, but I have plans to do a high wealth melee 2.0 run sometime in this expansion. Look. I don't even like saying it. And then we got a Centurion here. Centurion. Stupid melee only run. It will not be as hard as the melee only one. Yeah. Watch the video about it. I used it on the Winston Waves run, and I used it on the Do All Quest run. None of those I was able to get up on YouTube before Biotech came out, so You can actually go in the VOD history on Twitch and see some of the do all quest run where I use it. Centurion literally just provides a big shield for all the mechs. Yeah, I'll open the Ancient Danger J. I was thinking about that earlier. Mech only could include Scythers? I guess so, yeah. Super jump genes. I definitely have some ideas. Yeah. Is steel still flammable? Yes, it is, unfortunately. Yep. Hey. Peak music really makes this game better. It really does, yeah. But yeah, we were theory crafting the ultimate melee pawn last night on Discord, and there's some really stupid things you can do. So. I'm gonna use a BFG on it. If they get far enough in, I wouldn't mind doing it, but I doubt they're gonna get very far. We'll see how the, well, I don't know. We'll see how the centipedes go. Size you played in the game. I've done a run with just like 3 or 4 colonists, but that was back in like 1.0. I do plan on doing a 1-person colonist run in biotech also. No, I think you max out at 250% hunger, yeah. They don't let you go above it. Defoliator ships this run? No. It doesn't have a max radius listed anymore. That's interesting. No, I haven't gotten one. What's the function of the forced colonist? This is a doctor. So this one is there to, they're a brawler as well, so I don't want to give them a ranged weapon. But basically, it's a doctor so that if any of these do get hit by anything, I can tend to them. Yeah, I want to do a solo Mechanitor yet. Theory crafting, or were you pondering? Yes. Both of the above. I think they need to make the Centurion faster. Without ever leaving the tile? Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you can absolutely do that. EMP interrupts Hellseer Cannon? Yeah, it just stuns the mechs, yep. Shield bot last, yeah, it's very weird. I've heard charge rifles or assault rifles? Assault rifles, yeah, with my playstyle. All right, the Centurion that can't attack. Well, I mean, aside from the little auto cannon thing. Coming in last, that makes sense. All right. Vampires to coagulate melee blockers is handy too, yeah. Can't seem to toss target grenades in the ground. What are you missing? I have no idea unless you have a mod that's causing you not to do it, because you should be able to just draft, select the grenade, and toss it any tile that you have line of sight of. So Yeah, we have almost all masterwork guns now, so we are absolutely ripping through walls. I need to see if we've scanned any plasteel nearby, because that's what we're kind of waiting on. We're just waiting for plasteel to progress, so. Let's see. Steel, uranium, jade. Uranium. Oh, there's... Oh, crap. There's a lot of plasteel right there. Okay. Alrighty. Alrighty then. How's Experiment doing? Experiment is a god among pawns. Or put them in death rest, I think. How's children aspects? Children right now are kind of OP because it's so easy to make god pawns. Like, every child that we've had reach adulthood has ended up being a tough, trigger happy pawn. So, love the colored floor. Thanks. Thanks. How do you make someone a Mechanitor? Yes, so there's several different ways. You can either start, it's a new scenario, so you can literally start as a Mechanitor, or you go through a quest or a series of things to get an implant for them, yeah. You might see a downed mech strider on your map with a blinking red light. That's one way. You might also get a quest where there's an ancient Mechanitor complex where you go and you're rewarded with one. But it is an implant. This is the same run as on YouTube, yep. Oh, I forgot to kill those Thrumbo. My bad. I get the editor yet? No. I won't go into the details, but I've had a bit of trouble with it, yeah. Do I have a guide for breachers and sappers? I don't have one, no. If you want to see how I deal with breachers, the best one to watch is my transhumanist run. And the reason that one's the best one to watch is because back when ideology first came out, breachers were 93% of all late game raids. And so that run was almost all breacher runs. Is this song new? It is not. It's part of P Music. Have I uploaded a Stellark ending to YouTube? Yes. What's my thought on it compared to other endings? It's slightly easier. It's comparable in raid amount to the normal ship launch, but you also don't have to build the ship. If you have ascetic royals, then, you know, it's easier to get there in general. And then they give you a couple of people that you can use, so you have a few extra pawns. Plus, you probably have some side casting, you know. So, overall, I think the royalty ending is just slightly easier. But it's so slight that it feels about the same. Wow, those bugs really like to go after mechs. Makes sense. The bugs were genetically built to fight the mechs, but man, they were really going after that. DT, thank you for the gift sub. I'm gonna go with perks. Thank you, DT. I appreciate it. DT immediately always makes me think of Dark Templar. Played StarCraft too much in my life. Did Biotech add an ending? No. Does Sun Lamps get a new model? No, I'm not using any Sun Lamps. Are you talking these? No, these are mech boosters. It makes mechs move and work faster in the vicinity. Dark Templar, my nightmares have returned. Invisible men are here. Am I new to Twitch? No, I came on to Twitch when it became Twitch. I streamed on Justin TV in 2010.
He will join us or die.
I've been on Twitch since 2012, so no. Artos' worst nightmare, mine too, because I also Terran.
Our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sun.
Let's just go ahead and make some limestone. Screw this. At this stage, actually. Why'd you ask if I was new to Twitch? Okay. There we go. Let's go on Phelan. Porcelette, thank you for the subscription. Thank you, Porcelette. Remember Justin TV? No, it's not Justin, it's Justin. Don't you know the founder of Twitch, Justin Twitch? What is Twitch? Remember the Darkest Dungeon days where you were at 100? Yeah, I remember even before that, Caldazar, of course, but yeah. Thank you. All right, so we got a blight here. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna expand zone. I'm gonna manage area. I'm gonna add a new area. Gonna expand area 1. We're going to go ahead and click cut all blight. That is now in the base game. And who's one of our best? Sparky. So Sparky, we're gonna put him in area 1, and we're gonna put him on all work. All work, and so now Sparky's gonna come down here and just work on cutting those. For those custom Darkest Dungeon narrator lines, some of them are some of them are Ancestral Bestowment, which are free for anyone to download. But then in 2019, a group of people at the stream got together without my knowing and hired Wayne June, and he came and hung out at the stream. He followed me on Twitter, and he made a bunch of voice lines for me, and also a birthday message, which is pretty cool. You found Twitch from Overwatch beta videos. I was using Twitch to stream the StarCraft 2 beta. That's why I first started. Baby working as stonecutter. He's just getting some on-the-job training. Select similar would be nice, yeah.
A generous bestowal.
Did I stream on Owned back in the day? Not really. Not really. Maybe like once. Because 35 subs in the goal. That's just subs for today. Were you trying to say like, wow, he has such little number of subscriptions for how many viewers are there? That's just for today. In fact, last Friday was absolutely nuts. I still can't believe last Friday. All right, now we're going to go ahead and that there. That's the daily sub goal, yeah. All right. Make it seem like they're smiling, yeah. Last Friday was insane. It still doesn't feel real. It still doesn't feel real. We're now over 3,000 paid subscribers of the channel, and I'll probably never get there again. It definitely won't maintain, but we had 1,500 subscribers in one day, which is just still unfriggin' believable. Really insane. Really insane. Doesn't even feel real even saying it now. It's been a week. Doesn't feel real. All right. So now
our modest fellowship expands. Praise the sub.
You got 3 Mechanitors now. Nice. It's a beautiful thing to witness, and now it's saved on YouTube forever. Yeah, it's really nuts. I still can't hardly fathom it. I got the best Chinese. Yeah, we did. We went out for Chinese. Yeah. Don't forget about you. No. Soul through the Twitch Prime, and Dougal. Thank you for the 200 bits. Thank you, Dougal. Has anyone cried about it on YouTube yet? I did have someone come into the Discord from YouTube and let me know that they're like, I can't explain it, but I was just so unbelievably happy for you. They're like, I felt almost like a dad being happy for their child. It's very nice of you to say. Just walking through snow, lower movement speed, yes. DIABOLUS takes a long time, yeah. 12 cycles, 12 cycles. We should have enough now to do what I was gonna do here. Yeah, we got enough to make the satellite nice. What's the extra room for? This room? This is the genetics room. I'm just waiting on more prisoners to get more genes. I think I'm gonna send out Mule to go buy some more genes too, actually. I think so. Saw that? Yeah. Pretty wholesome. Let's just suspend arts for a short time. There we go. And I'm also gonna switch. Hey, the baby's having a giggle fit. giggling mental state. I'm also going to switch this finally.
A generous bestowal.
So we have X. We're going to switch this to 100. And we're going to suspend the wood one. Vel, thank you for the 100 bits. Enigma, thank you for the 100 bits also. Thank you guys. Is the DIABOLUS even worth it on the player side? The DIABOLUS hits very hard. I'm wanting to test it against breach raids specifically, but we haven't had a breach raid since we made the DIABOLUS. I have a guide on food and stuff. Not really, but I have a link. So if you, I think it's exclamation food. If you type exclamation food. 3 stars. 2 raids of 55 centipedes. The rewards are, oh. Didn't know you can make DIABOLUS. Yeah. So over 100 centipedes without the Singularity box. Ouch. It's a lot of gold. I'm looking at the plasteel too, though. With that gold, we would never run out of gold for advanced components, pretty much. Do it. Build the box first. I'll see if we can do it without the box. Over 100 centipedes without the box. All right. I'm going to split the recording for YouTube, and then we'll do the quest.
A magnanimous dispensation.
Shouldn't do it. Shouldn't do it. I'm going to do it. Peer pressure. Random number god. Thank you for the 5,000 bits. Number god. That is an incredible amount of bits. Thank you, number god. Very, very much appreciated. That's all right. Leaving YouTube on a cliffhanger. The stream is going to continue, though. Let me use the restroom really quick. I'll split the recording for YouTube, and we'll come back and do that quest. I know, that's the thing, is I'm going to drill a hole through the wall before they're all dead. Yeah, that's what I'm worried about, but... Oh, growth moments on our way, or when we're back as well. It'll be fine. What's the worst that could happen? What's the worst that could happen? All right, let me split the recording.